Mr. Pure had accepted caution for a bit of cannabis handling in the police station, Colin. I think a few years later he'd applied, I think it was to be a chess coach, and he had to disclose this, and he realised that it had then barred him from that job. He hadn't got the job because of this caution that he'd accepted. And he said, well, had I known that it would have stopped me doing this in the future, I never would have accepted the caution at the police station. So attempted to reopen the issue. Unsurprisingly, the Divisional Court said his solicitor had no independent recollection of being at the police station some years earlier and advising him, but his usual custom was to have advised somebody that, if you accept this, it will have consequences for you, you'll have to disclose it, all those sorts of things. And equally, on the other hand, they said, that the fairness to the police of, asking a police officer some years later to come to court then and give evidence and say exactly what they told the suspect at the time when they accepted the caution. And just as an aside, Colin, there's an interesting case on bad character called Olu from 2010, which I'll put in the show notes as well. This was a case at Reading Crown Court. We're very Thames Valley heavy in this one, aren't we, Colin? But at Reading Crown Court, where defendant's caution for possession of a bladed article had gone before the jury in his murder trial, and the murder, of course, involved the use of a knife, so hence why the Crown said this was relevant. And Lord Justice Thomas, as he then was, of course, went on to be the Lord Chief Justice, said, that the courts would be closing their minds to the obvious were they to consider there is a wealth of difference between a defendant or a suspect, as they are then, accepting a caution without legal advice and accepting one with. And of course, that Olu makes the point that, of course, just because you've accepted the caution, it's not automatically evidence of your guilt of that offence. So you can seek a trial, for example, where Mr. Olu being tried, he could seek to rebut that caution and say, well, I accepted it for various reasons, so just to get me out of the police station at the time. I didn't realise the consequence it would have, all those sorts of things. But there is a difference, I think, if ever you're arguing this point about a caution accepted in circumstances where a defendant was represented at the police station or a suspect was represented at the police station and circumstances where they were not.